Donald Trump has just removed the T from LGBT on all the government websites. I don't even know what to say.
It's okay if you don't know what to say, because I do. See, these are orientations. This is who you're attracted to, but these are identities. This is how you perceive yourself, as well as how you wish for others to perceive you. Then what happened was these two groups just got smooshed together, even though they're not the same thing. And even though they never belonged together to begin with, we were doing pretty well until the extremist activism started. And now the extremists on the left have inspired the extremists on the right to begin attempting to overturn gay marriage. So thank you for that. If you didn't know about that, yes, it is true. And shall this continue progressing? Like, if you think for 1 second that I will hold back because it's my party, you got me all the way messed up. So while y'all are mad that the government removed the T from the website, the rest of us are mad about your actions over the last 4 years that have compromised the entire community.
Let me find out even the ubiquitous are tired of the ubiquitous. And what actions do you think she could be speaking of?
Angry. Go out, buy a gun. It's okay to be angry. Get out of my face now! If you try to stop me from going into a woman's bathroom, excuse me, it's ma'am. Be the last mistake you ever make. It is ma'am.
Find that anger.
Just with those people. Hey!
Harness it to do good in the world. This anger.
You guys got it. You're done, man. We can just make a fucking patch and say that some of us fucking will.
Anger is probably my primary source of motivation.
You want to call me for again?
The thing is, you don't have to leave.
You'll lose everything.
For everything that I do.
Cut that out now, or you'll go home in an ambulance. I'll fuck you up! It was a call to action or a call to arms. It's not! I'm sorry, man. Don't be afraid to show your anger.
Don't be afraid to show your anger. This anger is the primary source of everything that I do. Kind of sounds like a hate group to me. But hey, what do I know? I still think words mean what they mean. Did I mention that even the ubiquitous are tired of the ubiquitous?
Breaking news, Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk's assassin, lived with his transgender partner, sources are saying. Aaron Parnas and others like him, I want to know where you're at. It's always breaking news until it doesn't fit your narrative. I mean, you were quick to come on here yesterday and report that Tyler Robinson came from a Republican household, but now when it comes to talking about where his beliefs align present date and time, radio silence.
These ubiquitous are cooking. This is a nice ubiquitous barbecue, huh? That might be the name of this episode, Ubiquitous Barbecue.
A lot of you were even trying to convince yourselves and others that Tyler Robinson's motive was because Charlie Kirk was not conservative enough. Cut the bullshit. I know it, you know it, and your right-wing narrative is being dismantled by the second. Why won't you report on the news that's currently unfolding? Is it because there's a certain level of accountability you would have to take as to why Charlie Kirk is no longer with us today? Hey fascist, catch engraved on the shell casings. Who uses that terminology? You incite this type of behavior, you dehumanize people, you taint people's minds, and then when they go out and act on the bullshit that you guys spew on legacy media and on social media, you sit back and you act surprised. You act as if the firearm got up and committed the crime on its own. Give me a break. So the same people that try to normalize violence, political violence, they incite it, they encourage it, and dehumanize people that voted differently than them, that have different beliefs than them, align differently politically than them. When an act of violence is carried out, then you guys are surprised. When you're constantly fear-mongering people and putting them in this persistent state of fight or flight while simultaneously affirming all of their mental health issues, it is a recipe for disaster. I mean, the amount of division that I have seen when what we need now more than anything is to come together to figure out some bipartisan legislation for the sake of our little ones just going to school, but for everybody in this country. But it makes it so difficult, especially when, before Robert was even identified as the person who carried out the attack this morning, the comments under these videos were, thoughts in tariffs. Another Republican added again, Trump's America. Well, we know now that's the furthest thing from the reality. Who's gonna tell them that school shootings happen under Biden as well? Listen, I have guns. I believe that we should be able to exercise our Second Amendment rights. I can acknowledge that something needs to be done, whether it's reform, whether it is.
Look, I don't understand what's so difficult. If Charleston White can figure this out, why can't everybody else figure this out? School shootings don't happen in schools in the ghetto. You know why? Metal detectors and police. School shootings in America are a problem. Every school should have a metal detector at every entrance and police. Problem solved. Not overnight, but as soon as we can get these metal detectors brought in, that's when the problem will solve. But it can solve overnight if y'all just starting putting police at everybody's school. Everybody's county's got police. Where are the police? Easy fix. The problem is, you parents, you bougie ass school boards or whatever, you don't want to give the appearance of a ghetto school. Your school is ghetto if it's vulnerable to a school shooting. I hate to tell you that. And you know what that means? Every school in America is ghetto. Except for the ghetto schools, because they already ghetto. Charleston said it, and I was just like, yeah, that's an easy fix. Problem solution. And I'm not minimizing any of the life lost, nor am I attempting to dehumanize anybody. I am problem solution oriented. Problem solution. Won't be no more school shootings. I promise you that. But y'all don't hear me, you just want to dance.
Armed guards at schools to make sure that our kids are protected, something has to change. Those of you on the left, can you acknowledge that not every mental health issue needs to be affirmed and validated? Robert was affirmed. Robert was validated. Robert's mom went with him to get his name changed to Robin. But guess what? The mental health issues still remained. Those of you on the left, can you take accountability and acknowledge that you dehumanize people and you seem to be all about guns when they're going to be used against somebody that disagrees with you politically or socially? I don't see people that are moderate, right-leaning, or on the right calling for political violence against people that voted differently than them. But I can almost guarantee that every time I'm swiping on my FYP, I will see somebody on the left that is advocating for and encouraging violence against Donald Trump or people that voted for him. Then somehow you're shocked and blame it on everybody else when a shooting like this takes place. This shit has got to stop, but it is very clearly driven and led by a mental health crisis in this country, because whether you have a gun or not, anybody that's in a stable state of mind is not going to go and do something as horrific as this. May those little angels rest in peace, and those that have been wounded, speedy and quick recovery. It is such a shame. My condolences and strength to the family and friends of those affected. And Robert, I can't even say what I want to say about you.
You know, I don't typically attend Libiquita events because, you know, I'm a straight man. But after this, I might have to start attending Libiquita barbecues more often.
So misgendering somebody or using the wrong pronouns is grounds for somebody to be fired and canceled in your eyes, but somebody celebrating, laughing, and mocking a man's assassination is not? How does that medicine taste? Robitussin, bitter, I know.
Sheesh, sheesh. I always say, no matter what community you're talking about, the loud minority is just that. Most people are sensible. And I'm very glad the sensible people started talking to. I'm very glad the sensible, articulate people stopped just chilling. Because the only thing necessary for evil to prosper is for good people to do nothing. I don't care what you say. If you're born with a PP and you think you should have a vajayjay, that's a mental illness, you're probably kind of an unstable person walking around. You saw the many examples at the beginning of the video. Speaking of many examples, as you guys may or may not know, I've been chopping at a certain redwood tree, and one of its biggest, most popular roaches came out in defense of said tree. Because you see, roaches don't have any real thought process. They just have their roach-like insects, and when the hive tree is threatened, the roaches attack. I used to work with this nigga, and this dude came out and told the world what he thought of me.
Why is Drew Afualo beefing with a man that I beefed with because I worked with him in the real life, bitch, at Longhorn Steakhouse? Babe, he's just as insufferable in real life. Like, he was the most hated person at our Longhorn Steakhouse. Like, had beef with everyone about everything. Like, he's always been like this. Always. Like, emotionally unstable, flipping out. I remember, like, he got mad at me for, like, taking a table or some shit. And this bitch, like, crashed out. Almost quit his job. It was like telling my manager, like, clock me out. And you want to know why? Because he wanted to call me a fucking man, but he knew he couldn't. No, so Drew, if you see this, we're mutuals. Obviously love. But we could have a whole podcast episode about this man. Trust me.
OMG, I worked with Jules at Cooper's Hawk. She slammed a wine decanter on a guest's head. But please tell me more how these people are so great. Please tell me more about how they're not mentally unstable. You can't. Even the ubiquitous are sick of their ass.